Australian researchers have discovered how a protein in breast milk protects babies against potentially deadly respiratory infections, with hopes it could one day be mimicked in baby formula. Lead author on this scientific research is Dr. Daniel Howard from QIMR Berghofer's Respiratory Immunology Lab. He joins me now from Belgium. Doctor, what is the protein and how does it help protect babies?
Yeah, so the protein we found here is called osteopontin, and it's really concentrated in the first month of lactation. And we found that in preclinical studies that was sufficient to restore immune cells within the lung of these infants and able to protect them from these potentially deadly respiratory infections.
How much of an impact did it have on lung cell health in the lab?
Yeah, so it was like night and day. The immune cells that had the protein were able to effectively reduce the inflammation and control the infection, and it was really, really significant and remarkable.
What does this say about the importance of breast milk and things like milk labs and donating breast milk?
Yeah, I think that's the really critical finding here is that the breast milk is the gold standard and has a lot of proteins that we're still unraveling at the moment, and time matching these donor milks is really significant.
You also made a second significant discovery about an existing drug. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so part of the later findings through this work, we found that rosiglitazone, so it's currently approved for type 2 diabetes, and that was able to mimic some of these critical immune pathways, promoting the development of these immune cells within the lung. But there is still more work to be done here to validate that.
So this protein, osteopontin, how could it be used to improve infant formula?
Yeah, so I think there's a few things that we can address here, and that's it hasn't been well established, and in infant formula we can use that to optimize and improve the likelihood to breast milk to help close the gap, so that infants that are reared to mothers who are exclusively breastfed versus non-exclusively breastfed have a similar disease outcome, and that's a really important part of this work.
So are there implications as a result of your research for other allergic diseases like eczema and asthma?
Yes, so of course, we're looking into that in the lab now, and the future avenues for this work are going to be to consider whether it has a role in reducing the severity of asthma. So a key finding is that early life immune development can have a really significant and long-lasting effect on the trajectory of health throughout the life. And so that raises questions to things like asthma and eczema, but more work, again, needs to be done here.
It's really fascinating research. We wish you the best with it, Dr. Daniel Howard. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Karina.